Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 83 of Direwolf20's Let's Play series. You can see over here, I just want to show you an update from last episode. Remember at the end there when I said, gee, what I should probably do is go ahead and make a diamond or a golden ore gate here. That's exactly what I did. So now I've got a conditional of if the items in the inventory are re-enriched uranium, it'll emit a red pipe signal, or if there's space in the inventory, go ahead and emit a red pipe signal. And you can see that's exactly what it's doing right now. So right now, the reactor is not running because there's space in inventory. So it pretty much doesn't have a full inventory of the breeding rods that we need. So you can see as a result of that, I also took out the things that cool this thing off. So that way, it doesn't cool down. Because as we know, it would cool itself off after a while if we left those components in there. So for now, I just placed the component heat vents and the overclocked heat vents, the excess ones that would have interfered with the reactor because they touch the heat exchangers, all hanging out right here. Cool. Now, I have a design for this next episode, at least one episode, maybe two. We'll see. But I am trying to get something, and I am having no luck. And I wanted to avoid having to go along this route, but I think the game is forcing me to take this path. I have no other options. I have spent literally hours trying to get myself one particular mystcraft page. I cannot get it. It's my favorite one. I still haven't been able to find it. It is the V for Void Age. I have not been able to find that one. Now, I've considered all kinds of solutions here. In the end, there's really only two ways to get pages. One, find them in chests and the mystcraft little libraries that you find in the alternate dimensions out there that we've been searching for. And trust me when I say I've searched for hours for these things, and I have just not had any luck. So then I said to myself, well, we've got villagers, and I've got a ton of emeralds, right? So why don't I, head over to my villager farm and start, trading with them. So we head over here, and we've, discovered that our villagers are being less than helpful. First off, we've only got a couple of the mystcraft villagers. We've only got like one or two, and they've already gotten to the point, oh boy, look at this. Skeletons are showing up. That means it must be nighttime. I can go sleep now and get rid of this stupid rain. But they've also gotten to the point where they no longer just trade for pages, but they're also trying to get other things out of me, like books. And it's just like, dude, all I want is a void page. So maybe I can come up with an automated way to deal with this. So maybe, if I'm really lucky, I can figure out a solution. What can I do to make it so that I can automate the collection of pages from villagers? Well, I don't think I can automate the collection of pages, but maybe I can build some kind of villager sorting system so that I can only have a collection of mystcraft villagers in one specific area. And then I can sort out and get rid of all the other villagers that I don't need to worry about. And maybe, just maybe, then I'll find a void page. And maybe not, maybe I'll just be terribly and efficiently unlucky and then just whatever. But that's okay, because in the end, I'll still have a really cool build where I'm going to build a machine that sorts villagers. And it's actually not too hard, because there's a very specific mod that really helps us out with this. But before I get too much into it, how about I get a couple of the components that I'm going to need, and then I'll be back ready to show you guys how we're going to start sorting our villagers. All right, be right back. All right, guys, so I think the first thing I want to do is create an area where we're going to store the villagers. Now, I've got a couple stages of this build that I'm going to probably work on, and hopefully in the end it's going to work out pretty well. I'm still toying with a couple of the mechanics, but I think we're ready to at least build the beginning stages of it. So let's build like a nice little area here. Let's build like, I don't know, I'm just going to build out like a decent enough space that we can have a bunch of villagers hanging out in. How's that sound? Okay, now I want to clip this off right about here, and I probably derped and didn't bring nearly enough marble, but that's okay. That's why I have portal gun. That should probably be close enough to enough. Okay, so nice a little bit of space here. We're going to have one block leading into here, okay, and then we can increase the size here. Now remember, my goal is to be able to filter out all my mystcraft villagers and put them somewhere that I can interact with and trade with them, and then maybe eventually when I'm done with them, we don't want them to stick around any longer. Let's just put it that way. So building out a nice area here. That's not a terrible place for them to hang out, right? Do I have my wand of equal trade with me? Probably. Good. Beautiful. Look how nice that looks. I love it. All right, so the wand of equal trade has done what we wanted and taken care of this area. So now we have a bunch of space here. Now, hopefully this isn't too much of a problem. It shouldn't be. I think we'll have enough room. Yeah, we should be okay. Plenty of daylight too. Do I want this on the side, or maybe I want to have it down here? I don't know. We'll see. Maybe right down the middle is where the entrance will be. That wouldn't be too bad either. Alright, next up, let's get ourselves a couple of fences. At least one stack will be way more than enough. And maybe even going to have a little something fancy too. Let's see, that puts 2 on that side, and that'll have 2 over there. So I mean, we should really be pretty good here. Okay, I like the way that looks. That should do just fine. Alright, so the fences are in place. Let's do one more thing. I'm going to get my glass viewers here. Ooh, I like it. I like it a lot. All right, so that's the basic. That's where my villagers are going to live. And I'm even going to go and, well, yeah, sure, why not? Let's go ahead and open a portal right there. And then I'm going to go ahead over to my village itself. Remember, my village is going to actually be doing the breeding for me for now. Like I said, might change this up a little bit. Might, you know, tweak the mechanics just a tad, if you will. But let's see here. If I open this portal? Yeah, no. We want this to be the orange portal, leading back to... Okay, yeah. So let's just grab ourselves a few villagers. Like you. Hey, you get over there too, and you. Well, no, I didn't mean to shoot myself in the foot now, did I? Excellent. And even grab you, my good friend. Mr. mystcraft villager that has not been any good to me. Well, I guess you've been alright to me, but you still didn't give me a void page, which is what's making me upset. Just grabbing a few of these guys, okay? Now, if we head back, we should see them all just hanging out casually right there. And I'll probably even open a portal here and grab just a few more. Just a few more. Okay, that's probably good. That way we just have a few on each side. Perfect. I like it. Alright, so we've got a few villagers here just hanging out doing their thing. Now, let's get the components of this build that's going to make it really interesting. I'm running off in this direction, back to my house. For this, we're going to need rail carts and probably a lot of tracks, different tracks for that matter. So we're going to get into Railcraft here and look at all the different tracks that are available because we're going to use at least a half a dozen of these. All right, maybe not quite that many, but a lot, trust me. So how am I for track, by the way? Right now I've got boarding tracks, I've got buffer stop tracks. Oh, these guys are cool looking, so we're definitely going to use some of them. Detector tracks, sure, I could probably use that. Well, I don't even think I need them really. But I definitely want some booster and some regular tracks. That will help me a lot. Now, how am I for... What's the recipe for these guys again? We want standard rails and rail beds. Let's look up rail beds and rails. How am I for that? We've got a few rail beds and a few types of railing. That should be fine. Okay. Might want a few extra rail beds. Is that what this thing's for still? That's water. And that one's honey. Alright, do I have a creosote one? Or just grab some buckets? I repurposed my carpenters, didn't I? Yeah, probably. No big deal. Or no, I put it in here. Okay, cool. Alright, let's get ourselves that. And we'll just let this thing rip and make ourselves a bunch of wooden ties. Alright, looks like it's getting a little bit late out here, so we should probably sleep through the night. Alright, so like I said, we're going to want a lot of different tracks. One of the first ones I'm going to make is the switch track. I don't think I've made any of these this season, so let's go ahead and show it to you. It's a pretty easy recipe. The rail track's in the shape of what you would probably use to make a chest plate, and then you get the switch track by throwing a wooden rail bed in the top there. This is a nice little guy because it allows him to switch and alternate the directions that a cart goes. Very useful. Trust me, it's going to look nice. I like it just a little bit better than the vanilla, switch track thing that you can do with just regular old redstone. All right, so that's step one. I'm also going to want an embarking track. Now, for this, I'm going to need a couple ender pearls and some of those advanced rails. So that shouldn't be a big deal, right? Ender pearl, 1, 2. And the advanced rails, as you saw. Now, embarking tracks are really nice because anytime the embarking track, if there's any entities nearby, any kind of entity, from sheep to villagers to players to anything, if there's one nearby, the embarking track can pick it up from a decent distance away, provided it has a redstone signal. Whenever a cart travels over it, it'll suck up nearby entities. Very useful. And oh good, more wooden ties, because we're going to need them. Okay. So that is the first couple of tracks we're going to need. Now I'm also going to need, I have detector tracks, I'm good with that. We're also going to want these guys, the disposal track. This is going to be really useful. We're going to need a steel plate for that though. And we're also, while we're at it, going to need suspended tracks. Okay, I just need the wooden ties themselves, so that's not so bad. Do I have any steel plates? I do. Perfect. Disposal track, not too hard to make. Just more of the wooden ties themselves, though. So let's get them. I didn't realize they were actually used in these recipes. Otherwise, I wouldn't have turned them all into what I did. Okay, so the suspended tracks here, these are really nice. I'll show you what they do in a minute. But long story short, you can suspend over a gap. And you can combine these with a disposal track. So we're going to grab some of this. And we need, oh darn, another one of you. And the steel plate. There we go, disposal tracks. Okay, so I think that's probably about all I need. Now I think the only other one I might want to have on me while I'm out here building this cool thing is the disembarking track. So let's see. Disembarking track is this guy. What's your recipe? Just wooden rail bed, the advanced, and a pressure plate. That shouldn't be too bad. Just need a little bit of stone. Redstone. That's the disembarking track. Guess what that does? Hint, opposite of embarking track. All right, so let's build this thing out the way we're going to want it. So what I want to have here is basically a track collection system is going to be the first part of this build. So I'm going to lay down some of this stuff, and then the embarking track, and then just regular old tracks coming out of here. So what's going to happen here, if we're ready for this, and you know what I want to probably do? Make my life a little bit easier. Portal guns are cool, but there's definitely something better we could have while we're at it. Okay, I'm going to make something a little bit fancier than a portal gun. So let's see, glowstone, diamond, obsidian, couple iron, and 4 ender pearls makes us something a little bit different from a portal gun. It's actually the gravity gun. Now this thing is very similar to the gravity mechanics of the portal gun, but I do actually just like it a little bit better. Like with the portal gun you can hit G to pick up blocks, but see how like stuttery it is and how it like, you know, just ain't so fancy. Let's see how the gravity gun behaves. Alright, it's I guess similarly stuttery. Maybe that's the multiplayer lag on being a server, but in general, gravity guns are just a little bit smoother with the way they pick up and move things around, especially entities. Now, there's also a supercharged version that we'll probably get to making in a bit, but anyway, for now, what I wanted to do was make myself a cart. I'm just going to grab 2 of them. Okay, so just for demonstration purposes, let's demonstrate how the embarking track works. Now, we are going to need some levers here. So I should actually get a little bit more of this stuff. We're going to need a handful, so we might as well make a bunch, right? Okay. So we'll put the cart here. Okay. Now, I'm going to have to dig underground here for a minute, so don't mind me. Oh, too deep. Or not deep enough, I guess. So let's get a lever on this guy. Now this is the embarking track right here, and if we take a look up top, we'll see that that is now glowing red, which means it's activated. That has to be activated for it to pick up entities. And then I'll activate this track right here, which is going to speed things up, as we know. Nice and tidy. Alright, so release the cart into there, and it should suck up an entity. Anyone, and pick them up in the cart. Excellent. Alright, so let's get rid of the cart, and then we can use our gravity gun to pick up our little friend. There you go. Oh, by the way, you can actually use this to push entities around, so keep that in mind. Be a little bit careful. Probably wouldn't recommend that you do that with a villager. Alright, so that's stage 1. We've got it so that it's picking up villagers. Excellent. Alright, now once it's gotten the villager, we actually want to send it to one of two places, and that's where the switch track comes into play. We're actually going to place this guy right here, and he's going to either head off in that direction or this direction. And you'll note that the switch track is actually really pretty nice about being able to be manipulated. Now, I should probably grab out of here my crowbar, because that's going to make things a little bit easier for me, okay? So you can see here we can switch it up, what direction it works in. Now the switch track won't respond to a simple redstone signal. We have to get ourselves something a little bit nicer. Okay, so you can see there, nothing's happening. What we need is a switch motor. Okay, so let's head over back to our base and see what's involved in making a switch motor. All right, this guy. All right, so we're going to need some red, black, and white dye, and we're going to need a receiver circuit. Piston and iron. That shouldn't be too bad. Receiver circuit. Oh boy, look at all this complicated stuff. Alright, we should be able to pull that off. Let me go make one of these real quick, and I'll be right back. Alright, that's an annoying recipe, but I've got a receiver circuit ready to go here. Alright, so we'll put all this stuff away. And then we need to make the switch motor, iron, piston, and the dyes. So piston, iron, and it was actually red, black, and white. So let's see, do we have any rows of red? We do. Red, black, and bone meal. Hooray! Switch motor. Cool. Alright, so if we head back here, ooh, dark. We do want to be careful with these villagers. Maybe I should give them some light, just to ward off any evil zombies or something that might want to mess with them. But anyway, for now, we've got the switch motor. And now this guy is what allows you to interact with a redstone signal on your switch. Okay, so if we apply a redstone signal here, see how that's changing direction? So this will determine the direction of the cart. When the redstone signal is applied, the cart's going to go straight. When the redstone signal is not applied, it's going to head off to the right. Cool. All right, so keep that in mind. So that's stage 2. So what's next? Well, we need to get some leather and make ourselves this guy, a detector villager. Very important component of this build, because this is what's going to allow us to detect the type of villager we have. Check this out. It's amazing. All right, so remember, with all detectors in Railcraft, you want to have, you'll note that there's always one side that has like a little dark square. That's the side where the redstone signal is emitted from, and you can rotate it by using your crowbar. Okay, so you want to have that red side hooked up like so. All right, and while we're here, let's get ourselves some red alloy wire. We're probably going to need 2 of them, so let's just get 2. All right, now we're going to run the red alloy wire like here, okay? Just like that. Beautiful. All right, so what's going to happen is when this thing detects what we tell it to detect, it's going to emit a redstone signal out the side with the square, and that's going to activate this guy. Boom. Okay, now what kind of villager do we want to detect? Well, not this one. Nope. There we go, this guy. That's our mystcraft villager. Excellent. Now, if we want to go Thaumcraft or something like that, we could, or the bee villager, or any of the vanilla villagers, of course, but now we're going mystcraft. And how do we want this detector to work? We want it to say, if the detector, the villager in the cart, equals this guy, then go ahead and emit a redstone signal. That's all you got to do. Pretty cool. So for this to work, we just need the tracks here over this. Perfect. Now, if it does equal, which direction is it going to go in? That's the question. So let's find out. I'm going to get my cart here. and just give it a little bit of a shove. All right, it's going to grab a random villager, and then it's going to go over and detect, and it's going to say, nope, that guy did not match. All right, cool. Hey, you get back here. Gravity gun. You know I just wanted an excuse to make a gravity gun, right? Exactly. All right, now where is my mystcraft villager? I know I got one. There you are. Come here, you. Perfect. All right, you, I'm going to just plant right there. Oh, sorry. Wrong click. And pick him up, and... well, I heard it move, but he didn't switch. Why did you not switch? Maybe it wasn't moving fast enough. Let me figure that out. Hang on one sec. All right, let's see what happens now. I kind of put him in the cart on purpose, and there we go. So it just was a matter of speed. That's why it didn't switch over. It was moving a little bit too slow. But when the cart's at a decent speed, and that's why I had the redstone tracks here, it's going to come over, it's going to activate this, and you can see it switch tracks. So basically what we've got now is a villager sorter. You send all your mystcraft villagers this direction, and you send all your non-mystcraft villagers this direction. All right, cool. Now let's get this guy out of here. Thank you. You can come up straight over here. Go right back into the track. All right, next up, let's build a nice little home for these normal mystcraft villagers to live in. And you know what I want to get? I'm going to clean up my inventory just a little bit because I don't need half these tracks anymore, and it's already getting difficult. All right, so how's this look? Not bad, right? I'm going to do the same thing right here. Okay, that looks cool. Everything looking good right there. Now, all we got to do here is something pretty similar, but I want that disembarking track. Okay, so we're going to do this, disembark, and then you and you. Okay, and I could probably also, if I wanted to be super fancy about it, that doesn't look half bad, right? I didn't bring this part quite as far back, did I? Ah, it looks stupid. All right, I'm going to fix that. All right, and with that, I just tidied everything up, and it looks like we are ready for disembarking. So let's put, where is our villager friend? There you are. Hey, you come here a second, would you? I think, yes, he's the one I'm looking for. I'm going to put him right there, because as we know, if a cart just hits a villager, it's going to make him get picked up by that cart. Okay, so if we push this in this direction, let's watch what happens, all right? So, because this is a mystcraft villager, he should pop right in. Perfect. That's what I was hoping would happen. Now it's going to go out and get another one, okay, and then stop right there, because I haven't done anything yet with how to deal with non-mystcraft villagers. So it bounces out, heads back along the path, gets another villager, and comes back. So you can see we're coming along with our villager sorting system. Now we just got to deal with non-mystcraft villagers. There you go. All right, let me go sleep through this night again. Should probably light this area up just a little bit. And we'll come up with something in a minute here. For now, gonna sleep. So remember when I was making those exploration ages, and one of the ages I created had a village in it. Now, some people who are a little, I don't know, less friendly to the villagers than I might feel like it would be a good idea to drop these guys into lava if they're not necessary, but I just can't bring myself to murder harmless villagers. Dropping them into lava just feels, I don't know, harsh. I mean, there's a nice little lava lake here. I could easily drop them into lava if I didn't need them, but it just seems mean. I don't know. Let's put them in a village where they'll live and thrive and be happy for the rest of their days. So, in order to accomplish this goal, we're going to create a linking book. Ta-da! Linking book right here. This is where it lands. So anytime anybody goes through this linking book, it's going to send the, whoever goes and activates that linking book right here. So how do we make a villager activate a linking book? You can't. Nope, no way to do it. Not going to happen. So Direwolf, are you crazy? No, of course not. I'm going to use crystals. So I did create a crystals age, actually. I think I actually just took it off here. So why don't I just show you guys real quick. Actually made it a little bit of a fun age here. We'll take New Explorer away. Well, we could probably leave it. Well, okay, yeah. Crystal Age. Okay. And we'll take Twilight Forest off here. We haven't been in there for a while. So we'll put that Exploration Age there. Put our linking book. So there's the New Explorer linking book. Here's the Crystals Age I made. Crystals is a block type that I recently discovered in my travels, and it adds to World Gen. This happened to turn out to be a full-blown Ocean Age. I was also using it to explore and try and find more pages. But you can see under the ground or under the water here, crystals. These guys are awesome. They basically allow you to make any size and shape portal, and they act pretty similar to the way another portal would work, except that you can travel to any dimension you want, provided that you have a linking book to get there. So it's only a linking book or a whatchamacallit, descriptive book that you need to get that to happen. So let's show you guys how to make that, and then we're going to finalize this build. All right, well, maybe not finalize it, but at least get the part where it's sorting done. All right, so here goes. All you need to do is, and I've already got some crystals somewhere. I thought I got some crystals. All right, maybe I didn't get any crystals. Maybe I just imagined getting crystals. Did I store them somewhere? All right, I don't know what I did with my crystals. So let me go mine some. Real easy, head out to the sage, mine crystals, be right back. Crystals age. Alright, just a few moments later, and I managed to get myself a bunch of crystals. Cool. So how do these things work? Really not too hard. First off, you're going to want to create one called a crystal book receptacle. Okay, that's pretty important. That's what allows you to actually insert your book into the crystal portal so that it activates as a linking portal. All right, so that's an important part of this build. All right, next up, we'll just go ahead and toss these in here, and probably don't need you or you anymore. And for that matter, you, but we'll definitely need this guy. Okay, so how is this going to work? Well, right over here, let's go ahead and put it, I guess, one more-ish building. Well, I guess for now, I'm not going to build a whole building around it, but we'll see. This might look pretty nice. Okay, let me dig out a little area here. Be right back. All right, so I'm going to make a very basic portal. It's going to be square, like this, and it's going to be shaped like that, okay? Now, to get this guy to actually activate as a portal, we want to attach our book receptacle, like so, and then place our linking book right inside. Boom. Once you do that, you'll see it links to New Explorer, that's the world, and there's a portal there. And if we jump in, boom, I teleport right to the village. Nice. Now, there's something even cooler about these portals. Makes them way neater than vanilla nether portals, as you might imagine. What's cool about it? Any entity can travel through this portal. Any entity. What does that mean? That means you can get sheep, you can get villagers, you can get pigs, and if you really wanted to be fancy about it, you can get blocks. That's right. Blocks will travel through. So if I were to, for example, toss my gravity gun in there, oh no, don't worry, I will follow it through. Boom. And if I come over here, you'll see, as soon as I landed in the sage, I landed on the same spot the gravity gun landed, and I was able to pick it up. Beautiful. So that's what's really neat about these portals, is you can use them to transfer entities from one dimension to another, courtesy of mystcraft. All right, let's finalize this build by using the last two tracks that we haven't touched yet. You ready? We're going to need the suspended track and the disposal track, and I really hope that I didn't make this too big, but we'll see what happens, okay? So suspended tracks can suspend over a ledge. You just need to be a little bit sneaky about the way you put them down. You need to connect them to an existing track, so something like this. Now, of course, this turned out to be a internal, yeah, I guess that's not too bad, right? 3 by 3 is the internal shape, so that's not terrible. All right, now, as you know, you can't just place another regular track here. There's no block for it to sit on, but suspended track, oh yes, you can, okay? That's what's awesome about suspended track. Now, they do have to, you know, reach long enough, so let's see. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get 5 here. I think 2 might actually be the limit. Can I put another suspended here? Yeah, no, I can't. Darn, this is a little bit short of what we can do. All right, that's not terrible news because I do have a workaround. It's just going to look a little funny, but no biggie. I will put a piece of grass right here. And just for, you know, the sake of looking nice, see, the track went through there. I'll put another piece of grass right here, and we'll link these guys together. Okay, so we'll have a suspended track, and regular track, suspended track, and then our disposal track. What does this thing do? Very nice little device. The disposal track will, given I'm just building out this, given any item or entity inside the cart, it will drop it into the pit below. So it disposes of the item. And that's what we're doing. We're going to dispose of our villagers. Okay, so this should finalize this build. All we need to do now is, you know what, I could probably even, just because I said I would use them because they look cool, use the buffer stop track right here. Ta-da! Fancy. All right, lever, you're coming with me. Excellent. And I think we've got a fully automated villager sorting system. You ready to test it out? I am absolutely ready to test this out. Let's see what happens. Come here, you. Thank you. I'm going to place you over here. And activate villager dispenser system. All we got to do is place the minecart right here. Now we should probably build something at some point to automate, you know, turning on and off the minecart. We'll have it suck up into something. I don't know. We'll see. But it should pick up a villager and then do something with him. All right, he's going to come over here, and he's going to get disposed of in the portal. Beautiful. Now, why didn't you... Oh, probably because it's not a full block. All right, never mind. You're not as cool as I thought you were. Go off in that direction, you. Okay. We should probably do a few things to ensure this villager doesn't fall off on the side or something, but I mean, eventually he should make his way into the portal. Beautiful, right? So, those villagers, we don't need them, we don't care about them, we're going to dispose of them, and because we're not cruel and evil people, we're not going to drop them into lava. We are, in fact, going to drop them into a village where they can live and thrive. But it's a village in another dimension, so it won't mess with my villagers here. Cool, huh? So like I said, it'll constantly collect the villagers, and it'll completely automatically sort them. And any mystcraft villagers that it finds should get disposed of or placed in the appropriate spot. That is not a mystcraft villager. He doesn't have the yellow stripe. My mystcraft villager is right here. And if we want, we could probably put him right on the track to ensure he picks up, you know, next round. So let's see. So that villager should get disposed of. And come get this one, please. If he's right on the track, of course, he'll be picked up by vanilla mechanics. And deposited right there. How cool is that? I love it. Now, of course, if we wanted to, we could probably tweak a couple of the other settings in here. I'll just demonstrate for you guys. You could make it, you know, we have it on equals right now, but you could say none and not and that kind of thing. So we could say anything, you know, that's not a mystcraft villager goes in here, and all mystcraft villagers get disposed of, but that's obviously not our goal. But, you know, that is just the mechanics that that detector card allows. Now, let's see. Is there anything else we want to do here? Well, for now, I think we're in pretty good shape. I think we've done a really nice job of sorting villagers. So now we need to just get more villagers. That's really all that's necessary. So I wonder if throughout the course of this episode, my villagers have been breeding, because of course I did steal half their population, so they should have more room in their village at this point to start breeding up some new villagers. So let's see what happened. Let's go visit them right now. Oh, look at you. You're far enough away from the embarking track. Let's see. Where's my wrench? Lever thingy. Embarking track radius 3. Let's make that radius 5. That should do. So you can see you can use these crowbars to adjust a lot of the controls of a lot of the different carts and tracks and stuff. Definitely a useful tool. Beautiful. And none of them got caught on the edges of the portal. So for now, I'm just going to leave this exactly as it is. Okay? So we've got the mystcraft villager here. He's all kinds of safe, doing his thing. Now, technically, I guess a zombie could find its way in there, but I don't think he'd be able to get past the fences. So I don't think I have too much to worry about. You know, it's a vanilla mechanic, so I don't really know too well how it works. So let's see. Are you guys, are there little kids running around? Yeah, there are. Excellent. Look at all the little kids. Beautiful. And we've even got a new mystcraft villager. Perfect. This is working better than I planned. In the time that I built this, we've got a bunch more villagers breeding. Beautiful. All right, so what I'm going to do, now that this is doing its thing, is probably need to wrap up the episode. How are we doing here? Past the wrapping up point, as I felt. All right, so we're now able to sort our villagers. Get mystcraft villagers separated from the rest of the pack, because those are the ones we're interested in at the moment. And you can see how easy it would be to swap that out. Now, this is the one that's also misbehaving on me. He is not giving me a good trade. He won't reset until I buy some Aqua Affinity enchanted books, which is an absurd price, so we're not going to want to deal with him anymore. And of course, you know, the villagers over here that I don't want to deal with anymore. So, for example, I do have this mystcraft villager who I was using for testing this, but I really don't need him anymore. So I can just manually pick him up with the gravity or portal gun and drop him into the portal. But like I said, I'm pretty pleased with this build. It looks cool, it works perfectly, and a couple little testing and tweaks. We're going to want to automate a bit more. Probably automate some more villager breeding here, and maybe even the on and off functions of the cart, because for now the cart's probably bouncing all over the place. Yeah, I think I stopped it or something, but there we go. So we'll collect you. We'll, do something where maybe a dispenser right here or something, right? So we can have it so that the dispenser will pick up a card or something. I don't know. All right, for now, Direwolf 20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed episode 83. Come back next time because we'll definitely be adding to the system, making it a little bit more automated so that hopefully in the end, like my goal is that I can just walk away from this, come back an hour or two later, and have 5 or 6 mystcraft villagers to interact with, and all the excess villagers will be removed from the system. That's the plan. We're going to see if I can pull it off. All right, guys, take it easy.